So let's talk about the Labour car crash here, because things aren't going so well. Jeremy Corbyn is on the ballot for the new leadership challenge, but there are still plenty of moves out there to unseat him. And Ryan, since you're the Labour expert, if there is a new election, could he still win the voters over?
Amazingly, I think he could. It seems to be just under a majority of members seem to still like Jeremy. It could just be because of his policy platform. It could be because he's shown a very ballsy kind of I'm a still man approach, despite the fact that there seems to be so many people behind him with their knife out. Like you said, yesterday at PMQs, he was just throwing questions back as if nothing fazed him at all. And that's both sides of the house against him.
His own side as well as the other side, yeah. I mean, what's going to happen with some of these challengers? I mean, we've got Angela Eagle challenging him. She had a brick thrown through her window, and some people started to say, well, she's just too emotional to lead. What's that all about?
Yeah, it's a shocking business, isn't it, all of that, really? I mean, you are seeing, as was reported in 3 newspapers on Tuesday, I think Wednesday, a possible split. I mean, a new party being created, because these, the right wing of the Labour Party they hate Corbyn and what he stands for viscerally, actually, and there's actual talk of a new party emerging. So you'll have a kind of soft left, centre left Labour, whatever they're going to be called, and the Corbynistas. So I mean, I've never seen anything like this. Even in the early 80s, when you had ESDP in the early 80s, the Labour Party moving out to the left and stuff, but nothing quite like this.
Well, SDP was where it was the beginning of the Lib Dems, because they're the ones that actually merged in. And
that's why they're called Dems, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, what was astonishing to me, Ryan, was that apparently Angela Eagle was giving a speech last night to a women's group. Talk about poor timing. And she made a joke about Boris Johnson, and then was shocked when somebody in the audience said, held up his phone. He was just named the new foreign secretary, and her jaw almost hit the floor at that point.
But I still find it's kind of bizarre. I mean, I know John McDonnell's got in trouble for saying that there's at least one good thing about the plotters, is that they're effing terrible at it.
That was a joke, though, apparently he's saying.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of truth in that, sadly. I mean, both of the candidates that have come out so far to challenge him, both Owen Smith and Angela did it on the day that Andrea Leadsom pulled out, so there was no press at all at her opening. You've got that really awkward video of her going, BBC? No. ITV.
Yeah, it was like sort of rolling of weeds, nothing happening.
Sound of crickets chirping in the background. Yeah, Owen Smith, though, is an interesting character, the MP for Pontypridd. He's declared he's going to run for leader. Now, you worked with him, Phil, at BBC.
I did, yeah.
And you described him as an ambitious...
Well, he was very ambitious, and he would say so himself. He was hyperactive, full on and stuff. Yeah. And... a lot of people didn't like him because he was, he was determined about what he wanted, and a lot of people didn't like that. And what you're seeing now is, he's only been in. I was actually in Kim Howells, the former MP for Pontypridd's room, when Owen Smith rang up, presumably to say, what's your seat like then? And so he's very ambitious, and this is part, I suppose, of that. Yeah. He's only been there 5 minutes, and he's already possibly the leader of the Labour Party.
Crazy. Well, they, the best line yesterday at the end of it all was that, when Cameron was on his way out, said the thing to keep in mind is that every political career ends in failure.
Yeah,
every single one. So here's where we go.
It's fascinating, isn't it, though? Because I mean, it was that EU referendum was relatively close.
Yeah,
51.9% voted to leave, and if Cameron had won that, he could have been seen as one of the greatest post-war prime ministers. Marginally didn't, and he's out, and that will be his legacy now as a failed prime minister.
He's a gambler.
He is absolutely,
and gamblers have wins and they have losses, and You know, he put them all in, and that's where it went.
Yeah.
Ryan, we're going to switch gears here. Tell us a little bit about your new program, Crowdleaf.